Hi everyone. So I wanted to do this video long time before, and I want to show you how I reinforced my wheel stand to make it able to use high-end premium pedals, and also explain the reason why I don't think you should do it actually, but you may consider it. But switching to a alu profile rig would probably be better. And but I mean, now I'm kind of forced to use these to make this video because I'm in the process to build my next rig that will be alu profile. So this will be dismantled. So this is the last opportunity that I have to make it. So as you can see here, this rig is a GT Omega Apex wheelstand with the seat extension. This is a popular choice among sim racers that want to start on a budget because it's a wheelstand that can be folded, and you see this part that can be folded, that is practical, even if actually folding it is not that easy because it's heavy. And it costs very little, especially when GT Omega was shipping it with shipping cost included. And it has this nice feature below. You see, this part can be extended to mount a seat. You see, and this is the seat extension. That is the thing that I'm aiming right now, and a GT Omega XLRS seat. That is this one. So I bought all of these for very little. So basically what you're seeing costed €50, the GT Omega stuff, because it was sold used from a guy that switched to a superior rig. I wanted to get rid of everything quickly and physically without shipment, but it was a bit in not great condition. It was a bit loose, it was a bit dusty and so on. So I could grab it for very little. It's not really the full cost of the rig because I already had the wheel stand before. That's actually my wheel stand, not the one that I bought using. I was just looking for the seat extension, and I grabbed everything because it was cheap, and then sent for free the wheel stand to a friend of mine. Why I was looking for a seat extension? Because I had the privilege and the luck of winning this nice set of Asetek Invicta pedals. I mean, only the throttle and brake, the clutch, I bought it. And these pedals are known, at least the first generation, that is the one that we're seeing here, they're known to be very hard. The brake pedal is very hard. In the minimum setting, you need 80 to 23 kilos of force to use the second stage fully. That means that you will feel metal over metal push. And I really like these pedals. I was very lucky to win them subscribing the newsletter, and I wanted to use them fully. But at the beginning, I could only use them without engaging the second stage using a maximum braking force of 50 kilos because everything was bending. The main problem was actually here. You can see that the wheel stand, that is the part on the left, and the seat here are only connected to this part. And you might think that a metal pipe steel one, is strong enough. But the point is, when you're pushing the pedal there, and you have your lower back there, that is kind of the fulcrum of this push, you tend to actually basically you're trying to split into the full rig, right? And everything is held by this bar in an angle that is horrible compared to the angle of force. Basically, you have a very strong leverage. And what is happening? This bends, and your steering wheel goes up. I mean, I will not edit this video in a too complicated way, but there are previous short videos where this wheel stand, while I'm braking, is going up half centimeters, 1 centimeter. That is quite annoying. It also may impact your braking because your pedal is basically running away from you. When you're pushing, that is something that absolutely you don't want to do. So, what I need to overcome this problem is to buy two profiles that you see here. Is one. It's a V-slot 20 by 60 millimeters profile, it's long, they're both long, 1 meter.30, okay? And also the important part of these brackets that you can find on Amazon or AliExpress for very, very little. There are steel brackets for square pipes, square 30 millimeters pipes, that is exactly the size of this pipe. So without putting, making any single hole, I could actually screw on this profile two per side of these brackets. And the nice thing is that this profile bar exactly hook under the seat using the original, I mean, not original bolts. I had to put longer screws, but you can see here that it's bolted to the support of the seats. I also added an extra screw here because there was a hole for it, and you can see from below that they go straight to the wheelstand. And this works really well because basically it gives strength to the wheelstand closer to the angle of force, and also you were using the stiffness of the aluminum profiles longitudinally, and while it's not a big profile, it's very stiff longitudinally. So basically now the wheelstand is not moving anymore. It completely removed any flex longitudinally, okay? I had to improve also the pedal plate stiffness, because at that point when I was pushing the pedal, what was happening here, it was that the pedal plate was bending forward, okay? It was going forward and downward. And to do so, I got some 10 euro brackets, 3 millimeter L-shaped brackets that you can see here, okay? That hook to the V-slot profiles and are hooked to the aluminum profiles holding the wheel, the pedal plate. So to mount the Invicta pedals here, to mount all over the pedal plate, I put 4 4080 aluminum profiles. You actually need 2. I put 4 just because I wanted the pedals to sit to a flat surface that was large enough, but it was way overkill and more expensive. But these profiles are now the sustaining ones, the ones that are screwed to the pedals, are now connected directly to the supporting profiles. So everything is screwed together very tightly, and the effect is that now the pedals don't move anymore. My steering wheel doesn't move anymore by braking, and the feeling is much better. If you're having problems with that, with the stiffness of the rig, you might consider it, because you can do all of this without making a single hole and using everything that is already in the, I mean, just buying some off-the-shelf part. Still, it's a bit expensive. You have to consider that I think I paid these 2 profiles cost 70 euro. Okay, probably wasn't the cheapest website, but still it was expensive. The brackets are very cheap. I think I paid 10 euros for 10 brackets. But good screws and T-nuts might cost some extra bucks, more than what you would like to see. And also there's some fundamental problems that why I'm still moving to another aluminum profile, and why I don't suggest to invest money in rig too much. One thing is, this part is still a Wix. So basically, I will show you. If I put a bit of strength here, probably in the video is not so visible, but this part here is still bending. Okay, it doesn't depend from the plate, it's the pipe. So this is not something you can easily fix, because there's also torsion here. So you should basically replace or reinforce this part. I don't think it's anyway worth the effort. Also, another weak spot, I mean, this seat is itself a weak one in terms of stiffness, and I put a screw here to lock the angle on this side, because that was a weak spot. And you can see ratchet straps that are passing here without making any extra holes or anything. They reinforced the part here, because when you push, it was too soft. I was basically droning in the seat. And I'm trying to use it what they both use and as much as possible. But also, I would always suggest to go for more or a seat that you salvage from a scraper, or to go to something like the Sparco Air 100 if you want a recliner, or a bucket seats, because senior racing seats are always like too expensive for what they deliver, honestly. But beside that, another problem is this is a square element to whom the seat rails are bolted on. And the problem is there's flex here. Okay? One thing is that these square elements doesn't give enough support to the rails, so you see rails bending themselves, but also this part kind of bend. So the point is, I can use this rail. I'm using it with 83 kilos brake force pedal, and my rating is consistent. I tested it up to 100, a bit more than 100 kilos, and still I don't have a very, very big flex. It's almost not. Few millimeters, not noticeable. So you can indeed modify it with a relatively low spend and make it worth it, make it usable with high-end pedals for very long time. And this is, of course, a feat of these Omega GT ABX. Still, you will be limited in terms of flex, and moreover, the real reason why I'm switching to an on-in profiles, you will be limited still with position. For my problem at the moment is that I cannot lower the steering wheel, and using a more aggressive angle of the steering wheel without making it sit farther away from me. And this is a problem because I cannot sit farther away. I mean, it actually should be slightly a couple of centimeters closer to me. But to do so, due to the design of the wheelstand, basically the steering wheel moves also up. That is a problem. And also the configurability of the pedals is also limited. I mean, actually, to make the pedals, to raise the pedals without making them, and to have an excessive slope on them, I had to put extra profiles that at the end were useful because I could stiffen everything, but it's still quite limited. So my suggestion is, like, actually, if you really commit to sim racing, saving for an aluminum rig should be the first thing that you should do. Actually, you can also save some buck building it yourself, or I mean, probably SimLab GT1 Evo is probably the best product on the market. Bang for bucks, we would just go with that because even a self-built one is not going to be much cheaper. And you shouldn't do like me, that I modded a cheap wheelstand, because you will find yourself still quite limited. Anyway, if you are lucky as me and you get pedals for free, and you can buy the wheelstand for 50 bucks, including the seat and everything, still, from that point of view, it's worth modding it. But you should be aware, I modded it, I enjoyed it for some times, and now I get rid of it. So, I hope you find this video useful, and let me know in the comments if you made similar mods or if you are experimenting with the mods. This is also going to be posted on Reddit with some extra pictures. I will put the link in the info box. And thanks for your time. Bye.